Here at Casson Clinic, I think one of the best things that we do for patient care is the fact that we really work as a team. So we have a lot of members from the Casson and greater Vanderbilt community here, from the appointment desk, the support staff, to the nurses, to the physicians, and we all really work together and collaborate for each and every individual patient.
We kind of use the other resources, and some of the other great resources that we have here are nurses that can follow up with patients, making sure that they're doing better and that things are on track, or if they need something, that they can help them get access to resources. And then we keep really close connection with those nurses so that we know how our patients are doing.
Well, I try to promote the health of patients by doing as much preventive medicine as I can. I think if you have everybody caught up on their preventive medicine needs, it prevents a lot of trouble down the road. And we have a lot of support people here at the clinic to help us with that. People like dietitians and care managers and those sorts of people who help us with that. And I think the clinic is important to the community. It provides good local medical care so that people don't have to go to Rochester except when they need specialty care.
Okay, my name is Melinda Ridenauer. I'm a pediatric care coordinator here at the Casson Clinic. What I do is I work with pediatric patients that have asthma, and we started this program several years ago in community pediatrics, and what they've really found is that we take a more proactive approach to providing care for children with asthma.
I'm Meg Bringleson, and my role is very similar to Melinda's, but my population that I work with is different. I work with adult patients over the age of 18 that have complex chronic conditions that are expected to last a lifetime. And my goal is also to keep the patients from unnecessary hospitalizations and emergency room visits, and to give them the education and the tools that they need to appropriately and effectively self-manage their disease outside of the clinic setting.
The schools, businesses, and parks of these two towns give a perfect example of physical health. These are all great examples of the physical health you can find here, but eating healthy is really important too.
One of the first things I encourage my clients to look at on the nutrition facts label is the serving size, because the information on the package relates to a particular serving size. I also like my clients to take a look at total calories. Not that everybody has to know exactly how many calories they eat all day, but it gives you some kind of benchmark, some comparison point. We want a healthy snack to have 3 grams of fat or less and 3 grams of fiber or more per serving. One of the things that I remind my families about is the importance of calcium in the diet, especially in growing children and especially in preteens and teens. The need for calcium increases. That means you really need to get at least 3 or 4 servings of dairy foods in your diet every day. We want you to include some milk, but probably you're best off if you get your dairy from different sources. Include some milk, some cheese, some yogurt. If you make it interesting, it's more likely you're going to be able to stick with it over a long period of time. If kids are more involved in choosing their kind of fruit, the kind of vegetables, the flavor of yogurt they want, they're going to be more excited about eating healthy food. So I do encourage families to bring their kids along and have the kids be involved in the grocery shopping, so they'll have, like I said, an opportunity to learn and be more excited about eating healthy foods too.
Many of the other restaurants in Casson and Manorville also offer healthy options. Another way to find health and wellness would be in the culture. Manorville is on the National Historic Register, and it's full of culture and history. There's the Restoration House and Carriage House, where you can find out a lot about the history of the town itself. Manorville is home to 2 antique shops, where you can find some pretty neat stuff. The Hubble House is a great example of culture in Manorville too. It's been open as a restaurant since 1854 and has always served top quality meals, but aside from that, they have a few displays that you normally wouldn't find in a restaurant. Here's the wall of all the famous people that have been to the Hubble House, and here's a guest book signed by all the famous people who have been to the Hubble House, including a whole Vikings team. There's also a rare antique shoe collection and valuable antiques lining the walls. But one of the biggest things that distinguishes Manorville as a cultural center is its opera house, which puts on about 7 shows per year. 4 of these shows are always the famous summer melodramas. The Casson-Manorville area is also a major place for social health. This community has activity year-round. We have old-time days, marigold days, old-fashioned Christmas, summer flea markets, the haunted house, the rendezvous, Casson Crazy Days, the homecoming parade, the Manorville Days parade, Relay for Life, and the county fair. Here's the wall of all the famous people that have dined at the Hubble House. And here's a guest book signed by all the famous people who have been to the Hubble House, including a whole Vikings team. The Casson-Manorville area is also a major place for social health. This community has activity year-round. We have old-time days, marigold days, old-fashioned Christmas, summer flea markets, the haunted house, the rendezvous, Casson Crazy Days, the homecoming parade, the Marigold Days parade, Relay for Life, and the Dodge County Fair. The homecoming parade, Festival in the Park, Marigold Days parade,
The city of Casson has several bike paths through town. We try to connect up with sidewalks. We've actually, the last 4 or 5 years, have budgeted $50,000 each year for sidewalk replacement, not only for health but for safety as well, to get people and kids off of walking in the streets, whether it's to school or to downtown.
and now for the hidden parks of the Casson-Manorville area.
We invest a significant amount of money in our parks. You can tell by the numerous parks that we have throughout town, green space, amenities such as the climbing systems and all of that for kids. We're also investing in a brand new pool that'll be at least double the size of what our current facility is. So we have quite a few different opportunities throughout town. Some other ways, and we do try to partner with the school district and with the city of Manorville on different projects, and most of it centering around equipment that each entity can use, but we also look at partnering with the community education, providing classes or spaces that would fit well with what the community needs. We also look at really any way, whether it's the Mayo Clinic, we're always open for opportunities to work with to promote physical and mental well-being. As mayor, it's always interesting trying to think of further ahead. One of the goals that we always try to do is try to look out 5 or 10 years and project where the city may be. As the city continues to grow and prosper, we do need to look at other opportunities. Pools are great, trails are great, but it's also, we need to look at opportunities for large space so that people have a place to go, not only at the school, but someplace that would be open all during the day as well, so that they could have a space, whether it's a senior citizen exercise class, a disabled veteran, place for them to gather and do therapy. There's lots of opportunities that we need to be looking forward and trying to find a spot to fit those within our community.
What is the school district doing to promote healthier students and more activity?
Well, thanks for the question, Abby. It's great to have you in here this morning. One of the things the district is doing, at least since I've been here, is we've really been trying to promote more kids involved with more activities. And what we found with the study that was taken probably a couple of years ago was that if students are involved, their GPAs happen to go up considerably. So the more kids that we can get involved within activities, the better off we're going to be. So we introduced the new Rocket Club. We introduced the new Audiovisual Club that both of you are members of. And we've offered a number of different athletics like gymnastics, and just this year we offered cross country. So just getting more kids involved, and a lot of those in activities that really gives them a sense of community here in the school district will help to improve their grade point averages, make them better citizens, and probably give them some lifelong skills to develop even after they're out of school. You also mentioned the healthy lunches. As most of you know, the federal government came down and said, we need to improve some health with the young kids, so they changed the menus quite a bit, and school districts across the United States were really having some difficulties with this at the start of the year, and some of that's starting to smooth over a little bit. But one of the things that we've noticed at Cass and Manorville is that our lunch counts haven't dropped very much. We still have kids that are going to the a la carte line an awful lot, plus they're still eating these meals. And some of the foods that they'd never even heard of before are foods that they're now seeing on their plates. And I don't think we still waste a little bit of food, but I don't think we're wasting anywhere near what some of the other districts are doing, because I think we're doing a great job with our food service.
How do students excel here at Cass and Manorville schools?
Well, thanks, Abby. It's a great question as well. One of the ways that kids really excel here, and probably our main focus as a school district, is to make sure kids are excelling academically. And each and every year, we have kids that take a lot of tests. But one of the things that we do at the school district is take the MCA test on an annual basis. And that gives us a rating or a ranking as far as how districts do across the state of Minnesota. Well, again, last year, each of our buildings, we get a proficiency score, which is based on all the other districts in the state of Minnesota. And our elementary school was in the 99th percentile. Our middle school was in the 99th percentile. Our high school was in the 99th percentile. Our kids are excelling academically like not many other school districts across the state. But we talked about this as well. Not only are kids excelling academically, but we have a wide range of activities that kids can get all involved with, not just in athletics, but also in the fine arts. And the participation rates that we have in band and choir and drama are phenomenal, and they're great experiences for our kids, as well as a lot of the things that we're excelling at or with our athletics. So we had a great fall this year. Most of our teams went well beyond the regular season, and that's always good for the community, and it's great for the kids because it's a great experience for them. We also need to take a look at what we're doing within our community. And I think our district does a great job of community service. There's a lot of activities that we join up with people throughout. The middle school does their community service day, which is phenomenal. We have the high school doing the food drive. We have our elementary school with our Common Pride activities across the two communities. So those three things in itself, the community service, the activities that kids can involve with, and academically, we certainly excel here at Cass and Manorville.
Videotaping.
This is for a commercial, just to let you know.
Keep running.